Good morning. Well, here I am back again. I've got a project for a video today. I'm going to go over in a little while and film some pool players. I'm hoping to catch Steve, my pool playing partner at the Westward Ho, who I think will be playing over there today. Now, Steve is a partner that I got, it's been over a year, maybe more. And he's from New Jersey, best player in here, and I couldn't possibly get him as a partner for a long while because he had one who would love pool. He wouldn't have given up pool for anything. And so I just watched, and then all of a sudden his partner got in some kind of trouble here and had to leave the Westward Ho. He was quite a drinker, and Steve wasn't. Steve never drank. So I thought, oh boy, here's my chance. I had my own pool ball, so I was practicing, and I kept going around asking people to play with me, and I asked him to play, and he said, no, I don't think so. So I thought, oh, he doesn't think I'm good enough. He thinks I'm a woman, older woman. I'm 19 years older than he is, and he doesn't think I could even hold my own with him at all. Although I had played with him before, but he couldn't really tell too much about that, and whether I was good enough to play with him as a partner. So he turned me down, and I asked him a couple of months later, and he turned me down again, and I still hadn't found anybody. So finally one day I was in there playing, and I looked over there and I saw him, and he'd come into the ballroom, was sitting there on his computer at the Wi-Fi. And I thought, well, he wouldn't be in here if he wasn't checking me out. He's missing pool. He wants to play. So he watched me until I went up to him afterwards. I said, well, Steve, you want to play? If you do, I come here. I'll be here every day, this practicing. And he said, well, what time? And so I told him, and he said, I'll be there. And that began a really exciting partnership with him. We played quite a long time, a number of months, and I loved his style. He had this slashing style that he would take bank shots and he would make a lot of them, and he'd been doing that a long time, you can see. And most LeRoy, the master, he wouldn't take real wild bank shots like that because he always had to have the win. You know, he could not stand it if he didn't win or come as close to it. You could rarely beat him, and but Steve would take these big chances, and of course he inspired me to take them. So pretty soon I was taking bank shots that I had never taken before, and we would both of us play real fast, just slam bang, and we would get after that ball, and I just started having a lot of fun with him. And we had to take some flack from people that go by, and then they start commenting on our, wonder if we were having sexual, they just say anything, you know. He didn't like that, and I got mad too and told a few people off. And I remember telling one woman, she said, oh, I know why you're so happy. You got a man in your life. And I said, we aren't having sex. And I'd have to explain to people, when people make it their business, whatever you're doing, well, it just really gets quite tiresome. And of course, I knew by then that Steve had a big problem. He had a growth in his throat, and it sounded really bad to me. And he said that it was getting so bad that he could hardly even swallow. And I said, my God, Steve, you need to get in there and see about it. And he said, well, I am. He said, I don't trust the Veterans Hospital, my veterans coverage. he said, I'm going to try to get out of there and get into a regular doctor. So I just thought to myself, well, don't wait too long, Steve. Don't wait too long. And well, then he told me finally that he had found a doctor, and but by this time I knew that I had to take Steve over to the Silvercrest, the senior center, to play with LeRoy. I couldn't just interest him on and on by myself. I was going to have to give him another challenge. So I took him over there, and he played with those guys over there. I remember when we went over there, he and I played partners, and oh man, we put on a show. We were going to impress them. Well, LeRoy wouldn't let him and me play partners again. He'd wheel and deal and get the dice, and I'd have to play Eddie with Eddie as my partner, or him, but I couldn't have Steve, which was really quite disturbing, and it turned out to be a problem because Steve found out, that his cancer was sort of growing, and he was really going to have to get in there. But when LeRoy's girlfriend passed by and saw him playing partners with him and so on, she got very upset. And she started coming in there, and one day she come in, she just acted so hateful. She just sit there, just glowered at me, and I thought, well, I can't play pool with her sitting here glowering at me, and they won't let me play with Steve. And I thought, and LeRoy said it was perfectly all right for her to sit there and just glower at me. And I told Steve, I said, this is intolerable. I can't play with her doing that. And he said, oh, well, just ignore it. She doesn't bother me. And I said, oh, of course she doesn't bother you. She loves you. I said, but she can't stand me. And I said, she doesn't play the game. I'd been going over there playing for years, but she was his girlfriend not for too long, and she was good looking and lively, but she just didn't play pool, and it just irked her to death. I could see that he would play with another woman. I was the only woman ever played LeRoy. Good heavens, he was so damn good that, and so I kept telling Steve, I said, finally, I could see that Steve, I wanted to please Steve, so I told him that I would talk to the manager. I thought, well, I'm going to tell her that I understand why Samantha doesn't like to see a woman playing with him. It's just, but it's a senior center, and everybody was supposed to be able to come in there and be treated well so that they would come to lunch and do their activities. And I told her, I said, told the manager, I told her that I was complaining because Samantha she'd signed a contract, everybody had signed a contract over there that they would welcome the outsiders that come to the senior center, and that's where we played. And so she told me she would tell Samantha. Well, this was pretty uncomfortable, and well, LeRoy had been acting like, well, when he played with me and Samantha was no place around, maybe gone to the doctor, he'd just be so sweet and affectionate and loving, and then when she was around and he might come in, why he'd act cold, and I thought, oh, this is not going to work. Oh. And then by then, Steve was going to have treatment, and I knew that he had to get into treatment as soon as possible. So as soon as he started going to treatment, I just quit going over there. I just said. But anyway, I broke up with the guy that I'd been seeing. Didn't work out, so I went over there, what was that, Monday? And I said, I've been talking to Steve all while he was having treatment. I mean, and he could only even talk to me. He had to write a few down what he wanted to say. He could only say about one word, maybe no, yes, and he started wearing a feeding bag. He couldn't even swallow. This guy was really going through the tortures of the damned, I would say. And he was so brave about it. I mean, he was alone. He just do it. He was just, he has guts. That's all I'd say. And so I had seen him for a few days, and I thought, oh my God, wonder if he's dead, because people die in this place. You know, every other, seems like, week or day, somebody dies. And so I said, maybe he died. And all of a sudden I looked up, and Steve drove in on his little scooter. He's thin, he's skeletal, but he got up there and he played. Wow. He played vigorous, he took bank shots, he still couldn't talk, he pointed to his, and I thought to myself, he's back. He's back as much as he's going to come back right now. And who knows, I don't know if the cancer will, I don't know if that he's got a cure, because it was pretty bad. So I've got to get over there and film him while he is still alive, because as it turns out, he might die before I do. And you never know. So age is irrelative. It's just whether you're alive, and Steve knows that. He knew it. He could feel it. It didn't matter if he was, I still love Steve.